Welcome to the Y Connect podcast. As the heartbeat of the community, the Y is a connector where people of all ages and walks of life come together to elevate their health, wellness, education, and essential life skills. Hear the stories of impact and join the authentic conversations where together we'll discover the journeys and pathways people take to connect through the Y. Now your hosts, Zarina, Robert, and Allison.
All right, look, how's it going, guys?
It's going well. Happy Monday.
It is a Monday.
It is a Monday.
You can really feel it.
Can't believe it's already end of March.
I know.
We are already in April.
These months are flying by.
They really are. I'm in re-entry mode. I was on vacation last week.
And I have a question, Allison.
Oh, yes, please.
What were you feeding that jumped out of the water?
I didn't see that.
I was in Belize.
Oh, wow.
It was beautiful. We were with my mom and my stepfather, and we went snorkeling, and part of the trip was to go out and feed the tarpon. And they gave us little fishies, and you hold the little fishy over, and you try not to get scared when they come up out of the water to jump and get it. And
I was scared for you.
Oh, my goodness.
I was scared for you. I saw your arm jump back.
Oh, yeah, we did. We took a lot of pictures. It was wonderful. And the people in Belize are so friendly. Loved it.
Absolutely.
I'm
Really
glad you
good
got
time.
a chance to get away for a little bit.
Me too. I needed it.
Which it takes us right into our episode. You talked about swimming.
That's right.
The fish and the water. Well, today's episode is titled A Multi-Generational Dive into Swim Lessons. For more than a century, the Y has taught children and adults how to swim. And while the Y is the largest provider of swim lessons in the country, there are countless people who never learn this critical skill or just not that good at it. My hand is raised. Okay. Highlighting the importance of how it's never too late to learn, we have the special privilege of introducing you to an entire family that recently took the swim lesson plunge together. Here to talk about this inspiring and multi-generational experience are Jax Ruppert, the aquatics director and swim instructor of the Robert D. Fowler Family Y, swim instructor Jennifer Mullen, Gwendolyn Sombry, Y member and grandmother, Anna Brewer, Y member and mother, and Ayanna's sons, Gwendolyn's grandsons, Ryan and Nicholas. Welcome, you guys.
Hello.
Welcome to you all.
I think this is the most people we've ever had on a podcast. So we're breaking records today.
It absolutely is.
Love it.
I want to start by thanking Jax Ruppert for bringing this story to our attention. We have something at the Y called cabinets, where different lines of business get together once a month and share best practices and share ideas. And the aquatics cabinet gets together once a month. And Jax brought up this story, and we just had to tell it. And we're so glad you're here. So Jax, if you could, for our listeners, share how this multi-generational swim lesson all came together.
I'd love to. So it started out as a grant from CHOA, where we were basically assigned the responsibility of administering family swim lessons to our community. But there wasn't really any guideline as to how that was supposed to be done, like what the format was. So I'd only been an aquatics director in the association for about a year. And I was asking the cabinet, how is everybody else doing it? What does it look like for your branch? And most of the responses I got was that they were taking the family and just plugging them into their age group of swim lessons. So the adult would be in the adult swim lesson, and the school-age child would be in the school-age swim lessons, and so on. And something just told me that it would be a really great opportunity to put the whole family together in the water as a unit and teach them together. So, I imagine that there would be some difficulties that came along with that, but I just felt it was worth the challenge.
Yeah.
I would say so. I applaud you for thinking differently. Yeah.
So, Ayanna, we understand that this is very important to you. What motivated you to sign up the entire family for swim lessons?
Well, my boys did the swim lessons with the Y a couple of years ago. So they were a little comfortable with the water. I knew they wouldn't drown, but I knew they could use, more lessons. And then my mom, after the boys had taken the lessons, mind you, my mom never learned how to swim. And all of a sudden she's been saying, I want to take lessons too. And I'm like, really? After all this time, now you wait to want to take swim lessons? And she was like, yes. And I met Jax and he told me about the program. And I was like, you know what? This is too perfect. It's like, I was like, because that was about to be my next question after I met Jax is about, the other classes. And he was like, well, I have this program coming up where it's for families. And I was like, really, this would just be totally great because my mom's been saying she wants to take lessons and the boys can do a refresher on what they've learned. And I know I could get stronger myself. So it just worked out perfectly. And it just made it fun for us to do something as a family.
Absolutely.
Wow. Oh, my goodness. So uncharted territories. This question is for Gwendolyn. Could you share any initial apprehensions or expectations you had before starting the swim lessons?
Any apprehensions you had?
At first, I did, but as I proceeded with the classes, it, got better.
What was your apprehension?
Oh, well, at first, just getting in the water.
Yep.
Yeah,
First step.
And do you remember
I can relate to that.
Getting your head in the water was difficult. And we, as a family, did that together.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for that.
We understand, Jennifer, you were chiming in there. You're newer to swim instruction at the Y. What has this experience been like for you?
Starting out as a swim instructor, I was nervous and had a hard time connecting with my students. However, going through the training and working with Jax, I surprised myself. The connections I had with students, with families, children as well. And I can see the difference I make in the children's lives, the families' lives, and the parents' lives.
How awesome. Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much. And what inspired you to get into swim instruction in the first place?
This man right here.
Okay.
Yeah. I was a swimmer. I was on the swim team when I was younger. When I first started at the Y, I liked being around people. I didn't know how much I was going to enjoy this and how good I would be at it, but know how much I was going to connect with people. But so teaching the swim lessons, I didn't know I was, yeah. So you're asking, sorry, you're going to have to be able to edit that, right?
No, you're good.
So I started off at the front desk. And then after connecting with Jax, and I told him how, and I think I was bragging a little bit about my swim team days. And he said, hey, no, maybe you want to try out some swim lessons. And so that's how it came about.
I like that. And I'm seeing a theme here. I think Jax thinks creatively and thinks differently, which I love.
That.
Thank you. We're blessed to have you at the Y.
Yeah.
We really are.
A little outside the box thinking never hurts anyone.
That's right.
So Ryan and Nicholas, this is your time to shine. We want to hear from your perspective of how the experience of taking swim lessons with your entire family has been for you.
Well, I'm not going to lie. Like, first when we started, I did not want to go. After a couple lessons, like, I start having more fun. Like, I got to compete with my brother, doing races, seeing who could swim better. And it was fun, like, seeing how my grandmama is doing better at swimming. Because at first, she didn't want to do it at all. Then see her go out in the water and doing better, it really made me happy.
Really fun being able to be in the water with my grandma and my mom. Yeah, it was really fun. It was a real great experience.
Excellent. Were you able to take advantage of some sibling rivalries? You said you like to race your brother in the water?
Yeah.
Yeah. I win every time.
That was going to be my question. Who's the best swimmer? Okay, so my
Nicholas
question
might be a natural backstroke.
I would love it.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, that's awesome.
And that's not an easy stroke.
No, it takes a lot of muscle and skill. Very good. My question is for Miss Anna. Have there been any challenges or funny moments that have occurred during your swim lessons?
Oh, yeah. With my mom, in the beginning, she was so afraid, but I was like, well, Mom, how are you so afraid? Well, you were the one who wanted to take these classes. As soon as you get in the water, she's like scared to death. I said, Mom, you can't drown. I promise you. The water comes to here. And when Jackson was getting her to float and she kept wanting to panic, I said, just stand up. Just stand up. You won't drown. You taller than the water. And then she was like, what? I was like, stand up. Put your feet on the ground. And when she stood up and realized that, it was hilarious. Because I was like, how are you in such a panic of you're going to drown? Just stand up. That's it. The water won't even go over your head. It won't even go to your chin. But yeah, so that was our funny moment where she realized, she's like, that's it. I'm like, yeah, just stand up. You're okay.
I love it.
Gwendolyn, do you have anything to say about that?
Yes, it was a nice experience.
Now, what was your favorite part?
My favorite part is like a little bar you hold and I kick my feet. I really love that.
It's got that happy medium where it's not just you by yourself. You're holding on to something, but you're still suspended in the water. That's excellent.
Gwendolyn, do you remember when the entire family was holding you? Jax, Ryan, your daughter, and Nicholas were holding you when you were trying to get on float on your back.
Oh, you remember that? When Jax had you to lay on your back and how we all stood on side of you that supported you just to make you feel comfortable that we had you? How'd that feel? To know you had your whole family surrounding you in that moment.
It was nice. Scared me, but
and they all had you.
Yes,
they all had you.
But in my mind, I'm thinking they're gonna turn me loose.
But then you knew, just stand up. You wasn't going anywhere.
Yeah, they all laughed about that.
So, Jackson, Jennifer, how about from your perspective, were there any surprising benefits or unexpected lessons learned from teaching swim lessons to an entire family?
Yes. I'm going to start. I was surprised the impact that we were making with the families. Each lesson, we created opportunities for the families to be safer around water. They built confidence in themselves and created bonding experiences for each other. Oh gosh! Yeah.
To bounce off of that, there was one instance in particular that really stood out to me. We were in the water, and we were trying to find drills and practices that the family could do together as a unit. In the beginning, we work on very simple skills like gliding and floating. And the whole family, we got to work on gliding together. And every time I gotta call out Gwendolyn on this because it was just so fantastic. Every time it was her turn, even though she was afraid, just to float, I would hold her and we would go through the glide position and we would kind of do like a conveyor belt rotation. Everybody would have a turn to glide. And every time it was her turn, she was up and ready to go. Even though, getting in the water might have been a little rough, every time it was her opportunity to learn something, it was immediate. She was ready to go and excited.
Wow.
A good student, it sounds
That's
like.
right.
A really good
We had
student.
really great instructors, and to be able to be that family unit and have two instructors, to have Jen, and she had just have that infectious, bubbly personality. That was great, and just to have that extra support was wonderful, especially by having my mom there and having that extra person. I can say it was a wonderful experience, and I really am thankful to Jax and Jennifer because they've really made it fun.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, Gwendolyn, that kind of leads to my question to you. How do you feel about the support that you received in learning how to swim, the entire family learning how to swim?
Wonderful.
And what was your favorite part of the support that you received?
What's he say?
What was your favorite part of the support that you received?
Holding on to the bar and kicking my legs.
That was Jax's idea.
Really?
Thinking out of the box.
Ayanna, looking back, what advice would your family give to other multi-generational families considering enrolling in swim lessons together at the Y?
I would say definitely do it. This is experiences for your family that, they won't ever forget. Something say, oh, I remember when my grandmother learned how to swim, fun memories of the competition. And then these are life skills that we all know that we'll need, as well as, we're getting ready to go into summer, more water activities in the summer, for families and stuff like that. And just having that extra security to know that if they are in a situation that they'll be able to have the basic skills they need to survive. An accident can happen at any moment. You trip and somebody who didn't plan on getting in the pool may fall over. Okay, but what did I learn? Jack said, hey, when you're immersed underwater, blow out. Long as you're blowing out, nothing else can get in. Those are little nuggets that we've learned that say, okay, I might never known that before, where you might have normally panicked. Now you got that little nugget, blow. These different things. And I couldn't suggest anymore to say, do this as a family. And I'm so thankful to Shoah for being able to give this as a gift to these families. Because I know for myself, if I looked at the expense it may have been for an entire family to do it, I might not have been in a position to do it. I was able to do it when it was just the boys, but to do it before, I can say I probably wouldn't have been able to do it like this. So I'm very grateful.
So thank you to Children's Healthcare of Atlanta for your support. I have a follow-up question for Ryan and Nicholas. So you guys shared that you enjoyed this experience. Tell us, what would you tell your friends to convince them to do the same thing with their families? How would you convince them to do it?
I would tell my friends that it's an all-out fun experience. You get to hang out with your family, get to swim. You could go with your mom, your grandma, and become a better swimmer. You could do more activities that include swimming, and you know how to swim.
That's true.
What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I would say something like you can be competitive with your family because, like me, I love being competitive. Like everything we do, it's either first place or last place. So I think being competitive. I tell them like you have fun. Like don't try to be bratty. Like a know-it-all. Like just listen. Do what you're supposed to do and have fun. You
Great
feel me?
advice. Excellent.
Ryan, you are absolutely an older brother. That's exactly what my brother used to tell me. The first place or last place.
Oh my gosh. Well, we've come to the place in our episode of Y Connect, and we ask the same question of all of our guests. And that is, we like to end the conversation around everybody's pathway to the Y story. In other words, we'd love to hear, how did you first get connected to the YMCA? And why don't we start with Jax and Jennifer?
So for me, I started with the Y when I was 16 years old. I already had my lifeguard certification, and the place where I moved had a YMCA literally in the backyard. I was probably 100 steps from the front door of the Y. And I was lifeguard there. I then took on swim instruction. And after not too long, I became a swim team coach as well. So I pretty much took on all of the aquatics jobs that I could. I've always loved being in the water and around it. It's been my natural habitat. And since then, I've bounced from Y to Y, and eventually here I am as an aquatics director.
Fantastic. Jennifer?
Hi. Joining the YMCA was a way of giving back to the community for me. Now I've been here for a while, and I know I've made the right choice. I can see firsthand firsthand the difference we are making to the community. I would like to may I say thank you to CHOA, and thank you to, of course, the YMCA, Gwendolyn, Ayanna, Brian, and Nicholas for putting your trust in us.
Oh, wow.
I know it wasn't easy for everyone.
How about you? Oh, wonderful. Thank you for sharing those accolades too. Mm-hmm. Ayanna and Gwendolyn, tell us about your first connection to the YMCA.
I signed the boys up a couple of years ago, and it was actually for the swim program. It was to get them the swim lessons. It was about this time of year, actually probably a little bit later. But I wanted the boys to have the swim lessons in before summer hit. So I know they love going to the pool, and I just wanted to have that confidence that I knew that they could handle themselves in the water. So I signed up for a membership. So we did the swim program, and they actually did a basketball program as well that year. And that's how we started with the Y.
Cool. I like it. Gwendolyn?
My daughter was, excuse me, my daughter was the influence for me to go. Plus, I wanted to learn how to swim.
Okay, so the swim lessons were your first time at the YMCA as well?
Yes.
Yes.
Fantastic. And Ryan and Nicholas, how about you? Was the swim lesson piece the first time that you guys had ever been introduced to the YMCA, or had you been to the Y before that?
Me, not him, but I've been to the Y before because I used to play basketball. Right now I do football, but I used to go like in seventh or sixth grade. I used to, cause like the Y is like right near my school. So after dismissal, I like walk to the Y, sign it, I would go play basketball with my friends. That's how I got introduced. I had my mom sign me up and stuff. We used to play basketball. And then she signed me up for those other swim lessons I took. It was like a good 2 to 3 weeks we took them. Yeah, that's how I got introduced.
The way I got introduced was from the swim lessons, and because we did basketball lessons. They told us like the rules of basketball. We were able to play basketball, and it was really fun. And that's how I got introduced to the Y.
I love this whole family affair. I really do. Thank you
guys
all
so much for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely welcome.
Thank you for listening to the Y Podcast. To continue the conversation or to find your closest Y, please connect with us at ymcaatlanta.org and sign up for our newsletter, Healthy Together.